Who can relate to this? I shop on Pinduoduo every day and the prices are shockingly low. When I see the same items I bought on Taobao for so much cheaper on Pinduoduo, I feel like I'm going to faint. I used to think that even if two things look the same, I should buy the more expensive one because the quality will be better. But deep down, I've always been a bit curious. These items that look the same but have different prices, will they actually be the same when they arrive? I'm going to find out today. First, I bought a moonstone necklace with an asymmetric design. It has a moonstone on top and a sparkling star below. This necklace was only 17 yuan, which isn't too expensive, right? But on Pinduoduo, it's just 4.92 yuan. This lady might end up changing her shopping habits. This is why Pinduoduo's business model has been a success even amidst China's economic downturn. On May 23rd, Pinduoduo released its financial report for the first quarter ending March 31st. Total revenue was 86.8 billion yuan, a year-on-year increase of 131%. That quarter, Pinduoduo's net profit attributable to shareholders was 28 billion yuan, a year-on-year increase of 246%. After the earnings report was released, Pinduoduo's stock surged over 8% to $147 per share, with a total market value of $204 billion, surpassing Alibaba and becoming the most valuable Chinese stock on the US market. From the data, Pinduoduo's performance growth is indeed more dazzling than its competitors, Alibaba and JD.com, putting the once dominant e-commerce giants in a severe crisis. In fact, the substantial growth in Pinduoduo's advertising and commission revenue is closely related to its business model. As a platform focused on low prices, Pinduoduo gathers many white label or unknown brand merchants. These merchants have production capacity but often lack branding and sales channels. By aggregating large users' demand, Pinduoduo provides a direct platform for these merchants to reach consumers, reducing intermediaries and allowing white label merchants to quickly increase sales. During this process, Pinduoduo guides traffic through algorithmic recommendations and social interactions, making merchants participate in platform promotion activities or purchase ad slots for exposure. For merchants, although this increases marketing costs, they can directly reach target consumers and achieve rapid sales. Pinduoduo's overseas subsidiary, Temu, is also developing rapidly. Many people living in the US can easily notice Temu's aggressive growth with ads all over Facebook and Instagram. Indeed, with Pinduoduo's immense support, Temu spent over $2 billion on Meta ads last year. By expenditure, Temu was the fifth largest ad client on Google last year. As Temu rapidly grows, it becomes increasingly important to Pinduoduo. Pinduoduo's co-founder Colin Huang differs from the previous generation of internet moguls with diverse backgrounds. He received his degree in computer science from Zhejiang University and previously worked at major Silicon Valley companies. He has become China's third richest person with a net worth of $56.8 billion. He noticed the nearly 1 billion people earning less than 3,000 yuan a month, a market overlooked by the giants, and targeted this untapped market. By offering astonishing low prices and integrating entertainment and sharing into e-commerce operations, he carved a path through a market tightly controlled by a few giants. Since the pandemic restrictions were lifted and China's economic stagnation, the new normal began. Both Alibaba and JD.com have adjusted their group strategies and founders have openly declared a price war. Many brands unable to offer low prices have gradually disappeared. Pinduoduo has a group buying activity where an item originally costing around 25 yuan can be bought for only 15 yuan if purchased with others. Additionally, the bargain cut promotion allows consumers to get more items at even lower prices, sometimes even for free. Temu's products ad features unimaginably low prices: a pair of Lenovo Bluetooth earphones for just $8, a woman's coat for $19, slippers for $5, a home carpet for $7, all with package delivery and a 90-day free return period. During Black Friday in the US in 2023, Temu offered coupons worth $200 with promotions starting at 39 cents. Given the low prices, how is the actual user experience? In reality, whether it's Pinduoduo or its overseas version Temu, The shopping experience is far from satisfactory. It has even been described as a blind box game. One Pinduoduo user shared their first experience on the platform, overwhelmed by the sheer number of products. They spent around $4 on a pair of sneakers similar to Nike's. When they arrived, the quality was so bad they almost cried. The shoes were practically trash and made their feet smell. Another user bought a shoe rack, but when it arrived, it was broken and unusable. When they contacted customer service, they were told they could exchange it, but would have to pay the shipping cost themselves, which wasn't worth it. One person mentioned that they bought an item from a friend for over 200 yuan, but it was only 20 yuan on Pinduoduo, and asked if it could be fake. If it is, Pinduoduo offers a refund-only service where the item doesn't need to be returned. The refund-only policy means that if a consumer finds a product they bought doesn't match the description or is of poor quality, they can choose to get a refund without returning the product. This is suitable for perishable or low-cost items where the shipping cost is high and returning the product isn't worthwhile. However, this policy can lead to sellers not getting their goods back, and some buyers might falsely claim quality issues to get refunds, leading to losses for sellers. Recently, some Pinduoduo sellers have protested this measure, which even led to news of store sabotages. Pinduoduo is representative of the wave of cheap Chinese goods currently facing global resistance. This wave impacts global industries, particularly with the influx of low-cost, low-quality products, which is built on the extreme exploitation of workers. On Pinduoduo, many highly rated products are Black 5 items such as medicines, medical devices, breast enhancements, weight loss, and height increase products. These cater to essential needs like beauty for women and health for the sick, and are sold online as non-regulated products. Unlike regular skincare products, Black 5 items are more functional, focusing on results like whitening, wrinkle removal, and spot removal, often highlighted through before and after comparisons. Many of these positive reviews are fake. While individual sellers on micro-business platforms need to deceive customers one by one, Pinduoduo sellers can continuously deceive new buyers with fake positive reviews. Even if buyers leave bad reviews, sellers can reopen new stores and continue their lies. For individual users, the amount per scam may be small, but Pinduoduo scams many more people through their extensive reach. As long as people lack the ability to discern quality, scammers will always have business. The rise and fall of business models are just buyers' money going to different scammers. Another issue is that Pinduoduo has been reported to install malicious software spying on users. Cybersecurity experts warn that Pinduoduo's app exploits phone security vulnerabilities, raising privacy and data security concerns to a new level. Concerns about data security emerged when CAN reported in February 2024 that Pinduoduo, with 750 million users, had hidden malware capable of bypassing phone security systems. This malware could collect vast amounts of data without user consent, monitor other apps, check messages, read private information, and even change settings. As a result, the app was removed from the Google Play Store in March. Current Pinduoduo employees revealed that in 2020, the company formed a team of about 100 engineers and product managers to exploit Android vulnerabilities for profit. By collecting large amounts of user data, Pinduoduo could fully understand user habits, interests, and preferences. After these actions were exposed, the team was disbanded in early March. Users reported receiving numerous harassing calls from embassies after purchasing from Temu. Another user said their bank card was charged $27.83 on December 27th, but they never received an order confirmation, and customer service couldn't find their order. A month later, they were notified that their item had arrived. Some users reported their credit cards being fraudulently charged after using Temu. CAN's investigation, supported by 3 other security teams, showed that the app's extensive permission exceeds those needed for a shopping app. In China, some cybersecurity experts question why regulatory authorities hadn't acted. A cybersecurity expert with 1.8 million followers posted on Chinese social media Weibo that regulators might lack understanding of coding and technology. His post was deleted the next day. Pinduoduo emerged from a society controlled by internet e-commerce giants and became a new monopoly of its own. Here's an analogy to illustrate Pinduoduo's rise. A wealthy tycoon wanted to buy 10 small supermarkets for 10 million, but only 2 agreed to the acquisition. He invested 2 million in one, allowing it to sell everything at half price, drawing all local customers. 5 other supermarkets struggling merged with the tycoon at a reduced price of $8 million. For the remaining 3 supermarkets, the tycoon pressured suppliers to stop supplying them, forcing these supermarkets to source from smaller farmers and manufacturers. One clever supermarket created a new sales model, aggregating goods from small farmers, incorporating online games, group buying, and social interactions, bypassing middlemen. This drastically reduced prices and attracted many customers, similar to Pinduoduo's approach. However, this led to a producer monopoly rather than a consumer monopoly. This example is a snapshot of the evolution of Chinese e-commerce. If we study the rise of the Chinese Communist Party from the late Qing dynasty to the early Republic, China experienced immense external shock and internal reforms. Society was a chaos and suffering. Intellectuals and patriots were deeply concerned with saving the nation. Delusioned and desperate, they sought solutions abroad, trying British, French, and finally Russian models, hoping to revive China overnight. Similarly, the revolution of Chinese e-commerce has seen a rise from prosperity to capital flight, factory closures, and a collapsing real estate market. Chinese consumption is stagnating and e-commerce companies are seeking new paths. Pinduoduo's novel business model attracts the poor, but this might be digging a new grave for China. Today's Chinese market is sustained by extreme internal competition. Launched in September 2022, Pinduoduo and Temu's low-price strategy is fundamentally supported by extracting the last penny of profit from merchants to rebate to consumers. This has led to the proliferation of white-label products and new traffic distribution algorithms. Even more concerning is that Pinduoduo, riding the wave of trends with its high exposure and low prices, has generated large traffic and transactions. This has led to Pinduoduo's being dubbed the mega sweatshop. Its founder, Colin Huang, publicly stated that employees must, quote, do their duty, unquote, which in reality is working 300 hours per month. A Pinduoduo employee said, he works 6 to 7 days a week with 40 minutes of overtime daily. Even if his feet are swollen, he's sick or injured, the boss won't give him a break or approve leave. Though he wants to earn Pinduoduo's money, it seems Pinduoduo wants his life. A Pinduoduo employee in Xinjiang reportedly worked for over 30 hours without rest and suddenly fell ill on the way home, resulting in death despite rescue efforts. 3 years ago, a Pinduoduo engineer, Wang Taishu, anonymously posted a photo on Weibo and was fired within 30 minutes after the company was notified.
It
was probably January 7th. On my way to work, an ambulance passed by. When I arrived downstairs, the ambulance was parked at the entrance. Pinduoduo's building had 2 entrances. One where the queue is long due to the punch-in system and limited elevators, stretching to the door, and another less used exit. I saw a male colleague being carried by 2 other male colleagues, with 2 female colleagues accompanying him onto the ambulance. He entered standing up and left lying down. Of course, this might sound exaggerated. I don't know what I was thinking, but at that moment, I stepped out of the crowd and walked onto the side of the glass where I could see the ambulance. I took a photo and posted it anonymously on a website known for open discussions about work-related topics with a caption, "The second warrior of Pinduoduo has fallen."
In China, there is an oversupply of labor, forcing workers to accept exploitative contracts that violate labor laws. This systemic issue results from labor surplus and, more critically, product surplus. Pinduoduo's emergence is merely a means of offload China's surplus production. The CCP's propaganda portrays capitalist society as exploiting workers for profit, feudal society as exploiting peasants, and slave society as exploiting slaves. It labels it all as old societies where people exploit people. This narrative uses the theory of distribution according to work performed to attract poor proletarians, which is a significant reason for this historical communist movement. Pinduoduo's practice of driving product prices to rock bottom makes a third of China's low-wage workers question the capitalist pursuit of high profits, which contradicts socialist distribution principles. In reality, Pinduoduo's model leads to even more severe exploitation of workers and producers. In socialist countries like China, Vietnam, and North Korea, labor wages are very low, while in democratic societies like the US, South Korea, Taiwan, and Western countries, wages are several times higher. The same people performing the same work earn less in socialist countries, meaning the difference is essentially exploited by socialism. The Communist Party exploits people more cruelly than capitalists. That's why many Chinese prefer to be employees of big capitalists rather than the socialist owners. Pinduoduo's model resembles a refined, feasible form of communism, thriving only in a communist country like China.